Ready to rock?
You ready to rock?
Let's rock.
Let's rock.
Let's rock.
The gremlin.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the OutRunners podcast. I am your host, Taylor Rockwell. With me, I have my lovely, beautiful, amazing, 10 out of 10, fantastic co-host.
Hello. My name is Kitia, and today with me I have my strong, willing, and capable co-host, Taylor Rockwell. We call her Tay Rock. Ding, 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 ding. Bring, no, what is it? Cue. Is it cue? Cue the drums. Is it drums?
I
Oh
think
my
drums
God.
is didn't.
My English is
Anyway, your favorite
somewhere
runners
else
are
today.
here. Your favorite runners are here, and we are in conflict. We have debates to be had.
Uh-oh, I'm scared.
You
I'm
look
actually
surprised.
I'm actually very scared. I'm
No, you
like,
don't need to be scared. We were
I
just on
am.
no, we were just on the phone, and she was like, "Anything below 6 miles doesn't even feel like running." And I was like, "Don't say that. That's not true." And she's like, "It is true." And I was like, "Actually, let's have this conversation on the podcast." Here we are. Go ahead, plead your position, and then I'll respond.
Well, I just came back from traveling again. In the last, like, I traveled for 4 days. I went to see my family in Ireland, and one day I ran 5.5 miles, then I ran 6 miles, then I ran 5 miles, and then I ran 3 miles. And I just feel like that's a very, very low mileage. And let me explain why. I get it's not for some, but I feel like for me, because I'm used to so much higher mileage, it kind of like doesn't do anything for me, if that makes sense. So that's why I said I feel like anything below 6 miles, not a waste of my time, but also a waste of my time because then I need to go in a shower and then I need to change and all that. And it just feels like if I go out and I run, then I might as well go out and run. But because I was traveling, because I was running also with my brother and my cousin, I didn't want to push him to do any more, miles. So yeah, I said that, and Tay was like, "No, don't say it." But I don't know. Like for me personally, I know my body is used to having higher volume and higher mileage and higher all those things that when it's not there, it doesn't feel like I'm maintaining the fitness. I'm just kind of like just below maintaining fitness.
Thank you, plaintiff. As the defendant of this jury, I
I
would
should have
like
said, no, I should have said I plead fifth.
Ladies and gentlemen, please let me argue my case. No, I
Okay.
just think it's not good to say stuff like that because while I can understand what you're saying and while I can in a way relate and have empathy for like what you're saying, I just don't think we should say that out loud to ourselves because okay, like hypothetically, I'm not even gonna say you, I'm gonna say like randomly like Joe Smith or whatever said something like that. And then he gets in like a car accident and has to go through like a whole year of rehab. And then he has like to get back into running a year later and he had to learn how to walk and now he's like, jogging and running. And I guess it's just kind of like I don't ever want to put the expectation that something should be easy because it's just like the experience or, it's like I used the example once of like, oh, I ran a 43-minute mile once and I like tiptoed it basically. But sometimes people will at my run club be like, I don't want to run with you because you're too fast. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm literally like, and they're like, yeah, but you ran this marathon. I was like, yeah, on marathon day. I'm not even trying to do that every day. And like, I'm so will humble you. I'm so humbled that it once took me 43 minutes to run a mile. Have it ever took you that long to run a mile? I doubt it. Like, I can run your 10, 11, 12, 13, 14-minute pace. Like, I don't care. And yeah, I just think it's just like overall just being cautious of like what we define as easy because, then you create these thought patterns in your brain that like there will be a time where you're out on your ultra or you're going to be on your backyard and you're going to be like, "Oh, I only have to run 4 miles." But you're going to be like on mile 100 and whatever, but you're like, "I just need to run a 4-mile loop. This should be easy." When it's just kind of like not necessarily saying like how you should feel because what if like a different version of you a different day or whatever like or like even when I fell just recently and like just being able I couldn't even wobble back home but then like the next day somehow I needed to run 2 miles or whatever, and, like, it's the same body, same person, and if your mindset isn't right in the appreciation of, like, "I get to, this is always a privilege," I feel like that's just danger territory to live in.
I agree, but also I do. I no, no. She was like, "Yeah, this girl doesn't stop." I do agree, and I do know that it's not always about like more miles, but I just know that like my level of easy small miles is much higher than just a new starter. For example, like I ran with my brother and he ran 5 miles, and like 2 days later he still couldn't walk properly, and it's obviously puts him for me in perspective like, damn, 5 miles is really far. It is, but like because I have conditioned my body so much, it doesn't feel like it, and it's very hard to like, not hard, but like I appreciate that I can go and travel, and I appreciate that I can run with my, my brother and my cousin and all those things, but it's just like I know that this is not where my normal is. That's why I feel like in the past 4 days, like I haven't really run much, and I know that I just want to get back and running, because that way, that's just, I don't know how to explain it, but it just doesn't. I think it just goes back to those things that like I only feel not only, but like I need to feel a little bit of pain, a little bit of resistance, a little bit something to feel that I'm just like, yeah, I'm doing something. Because I know there are runs just for the mind, just for the body, just to like I get to do it, but like I'm not in that state right now. I'm actually training for something. So I feel like if I run 3 miles, it just doesn't add anything to what I'm training for.
I guess from like maybe like a coaching perspective, yes, but that's where I'm telling you, I just think you should be careful with your mindset because that's the foundation of your core beliefs. And your core beliefs will always be exposed in ultras, in real life, in whatever. And I think just making sure that you're like, I hear what you're saying and I don't discredit it, but also just making sure that like your core beliefs, you're running for the right reasons.
No, I do. I do. I know that deep down I do, but I also know that like there's more to it right now than just running.
Yeah, but, like,
Um,
maybe just having, like, intentions, because I feel the same thing, like, I'll go to run club, and I'll be, like, running around, and I'll be like, "Good job, runners, good job," like, doing my little twinkled fairy turns and, like, doing whatever through the crowd, and the people will be like, "How are you not dying right now?" And it's just, like, I don't even tell, like, everybody there, like, "Oh, I'm, like, ultra runner," so when we're doing the 3-mile down and back, like, I don't know how to explain, like, that doesn't do anything to me, like, I can do that, and it won't affect me, but they don't always know that, but I think it's just kind of like having maybe intentions. When I go to run club, it's like that's not really training. My intention there is just to create a fun environment for other people to run in and for me to have community. And so like maybe just like the intention, like not every run, like you're saying, needs to be for training, and maybe that's okay. But I like disagree. I feel like every run is for training. Like if you're running, like if you're okay, like what is this teaching you? Like you were traveling and you're with your family and you felt like you were running less, like what does this teach you about yourself? And that like when you're out on the ultra and you're on mile 150 or in your backyard or whatever, like what does this expose about who you are? Like everything is training. And like that's where I'm saying be careful with your thought patterns because however you teach yourself what it is that will be ultimately exposed when you're, like, at your most vulnerable state, which is ultimately, like, when your ego is completely stripped in an ultra somewhere, like, that everything is training.
I don't know. I agree, but I don't know. It's a weird one. I don't agree with everything is training, because like the 3 miles I did yesterday, I don't think that did anything for my training. It
Yeah,
was just
and
literally
if you think
no.
that, that's true. That's what I'm saying, like, these are your core beliefs.
No, but it's not just that what I think is just like also, let's say going to the gym and I keep lifting the same weight and I never do anything extra. My body just adapts to it. It doesn't do anything. The muscle doesn't grow, there's no resistance, nothing. And if I'm like running, I don't know, let's say 80 miles a week, and now I'm doing 50 miles a week, yes, I am still running, but technically I don't get any benefit, extra benefit that I could my baseline is different now. So me going out for those 3 miles was just literally because I'm a daily runner. Otherwise, it would be like, honestly, there isn't much point for me to do the 3 miles. If anything, like, I could,
Yeah.
like, it literally not even wasted my time, but like, technically, like, I literally went out for 30 minutes. I didn't get any fitness sort of like improvements to like my running or my body. Like I sweated, I got my clothes dirty, then I had to go in a shower. I kind of like almost spend way too much time away from my family that I could have just spent the time with my family, if that makes sense. Like, and then it was just like a really, really weird thing. Like, yes, I appreciate like 3 miles is far, 5K, that is a far way to go. But because where my body is right now and my fitness is right now and the way I am right now that I'm training for something, those 3 miles doesn't give me anything towards what I'm doing right now besides just keeping my streak alive.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna tell you how you should feel. This is your journey and your philosophy. Just kindly reminding you that they always say running is more mental than physical, and
Mm.
just keep that in
But that's
mind with like your intentions out there. Because if your thoughts are this is pointless, it will be pointless. So just whatever journey you're on, I'll let you have. And I just disagree, but that's okay at this time because I think it's like your own journey to be had. I don't think I can like push like a philosophy into you that you don't believe right now.
Yeah, because it's just like it's a weird one. I think like I also didn't have this mental struggle to like go out and do it. So I think like for me personally, I'm just maybe like in that way we are different, that I need some sort of resistance at all times
It's like the
to feel.
difference though, like I cold plunge and call it training and you don't cold plunge. But I cold plunge because for me, that's the easiest way for me to simulate being so uncomfortable and allowing my body to relax and telling my mind to find peace in the uncomfortability and in the pain. And to me, that's like a way that I can stimulate being in an ultra where like everything hurts and where do my thoughts go? So like every day I get in that cold plunge and I just think like where are my thoughts going? Where are my thoughts going? And it's not like it hurts. I try to find like gratitude. But it's like that to me that's training because that's like the exercise my brain needs. And maybe you don't need that training cuz like your body doesn't decay as quick. But to me I find beauty in training when I think everything is training. Even the conversations that I'm having with people is training my brain, training who I am. Like I think like showing up as a runner and really being that person, like really being like who I am as a runner is who I am as a person is important to me. And I think you carry a lot of that same philosophy, which is why I'm just like slightly correcting you and I think like you should be careful with your words, with like how you create thought patterns, which is fine. Like if that's truly what you think, that is you. So go on, go off. Like, but I just think like be careful with like unhealthy thinking patterns because like it
But
is
I
always like a
also
privilege kind of thing. And to say like I'm not doing anything when like you are doing something is like a little like disgraceful towards yourself.
I think we can just go back and forth with this all the time, but it's just, yeah, I know where my baseline is, and doing just like 3, 4 miles, it's not even close to the baseline. And then, yes, I'm still going out, and yes, I'm still doing it. Yes, because like I am a daily runner, and no matter what, like I'm still gonna do it, but it's different when you're in a training block, and I know that I should be doing a bit more than that. And it's like I feel like even though I know like almost 20 miles in 4 days, which is not bad. I know. But I just know that it's not where I'm meant to be. That's why I was like, anything below 6 miles feels like I'm not even doing anything. So, but I also was going through my plan for the next few months, and it's just like seeing the numbers and all that. And I'm like, I ran 3 miles yesterday. It's like, it's crazy. But also, I know like 3 miles. Genuinely, I watched my brother, he just ran 5 miles, and he was like, really, really, he's still a bit in a pain few days later, and it just like puts in perspective that like it's not normal to run those miles. But because I have been doing it for such a long time, and because I have run so many miles, it's different for me versus somebody else that like is just starting out.
All right, well, we'll let the jury decide. Ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen, we
let us
rest our
know.
case. Ladies and gentlemen, we rest our case. Okay,
Yes.
that is good. On a lighter note, we have a new Outrunners challenge. coming out. Dun 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 dun. Go on.
You're
Explain what
gonna
it
be
is.
mad at me again.
Huh?
You're gonna be mad at me again because I'm gonna be like, why am I in like 20th place?
Oh
Because the
no.
whole weekend I was like, I need to go home. I need to find some hills because why am I in 20th place? Anyways, this month's challenge is elevation. So it's running only, right? And you try and run as high as you can. And the top three winners gonna get some little bits and bobs from our sponsors. But yeah, there are some crazy people. I said that some people are uninvited because
Yeah.
somebody already dropped 5,000 feet and then another 3,000 feet. So yeah, it's been fun to have it
Yeah.
back.
Outrun us most elevation gain, and I don't expect anything less from Outrun us challenge community. Like everyone's crazy, but
No,
yeah, like day
honestly,
one, waking up and someone it was Shamsi, and he logged 5,000 feet, and it's just like, oh,
somebody said, no, somebody actually said, I thought I was crazy until I joined this one. And it's like, what the hell is going on?
yeah. To be fair, Shamsi is also training for Moab, so it almost is like a like a like a oh my gosh, of course he's doing that crazy amount of elevation. He's also in Colorado, so they have like really good elevation there. So I would like to book a flight to Colorado immediately just so I can win this challenge. But yeah, it's been fun. I'm so happy to have the community back, and yeah, this one
I missed it.
day 4, Katia's pissed because she's in 20th
Yeah,
place.
I'm like all weekend I just keep getting notifications. Somebody overtook you. I was like, you know what? At this point, I'm just gonna have to put my phone on do not disturb because. And my auntie was like, "Why?" I was like, I just get so competitive. I
Yeah,
don't know
you
why. I
do
just.
have that competitive nature in you.
So yeah, I was already like, yeah, I'm on like the 20th something place, and I'm like, I don't like it, but it's okay.
Good
It's
segue for competitiveness because I have a surprise topic that I need to talk to Katia about.
Oh my God, I'm nervous.
You don't need
Yeah,
to be
actually,
nervous.
yeah, you told me I have been feeling sick the whole time since you told me like half an hour ago that you have something to talk to me about.
No, I just said I want to talk to you about something, but I think it's better if we have a conversation on the podcast. But it's me, it's not you, baby.
Yeah, but I'm still feeling sick
Okay.
because you didn't tell me what is it right away.
Okay,
Okay.
so this is Moab related, and Katia is one of my pacers, and she's also a Moab manager, and we kind of been trying to figure out when pacers come on, when she comes in, blah da 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 da, whatever. And I've been doing a lot of mental training. Oh, Katia. And just kind of thinking like, okay, what headspace do I need to be in when I'm there? You know, how do I show up as the better version of myself? How do I make sure I'm shining bright and making sure that I really enjoy this experience? No expectations, like really aligning who I need to be when I'm out there. And I've been thinking like, when do I want Katia out on this with me, and when do I want my other pacers out with me, and just trying to organize it in my brain. And then I had this like fear that came up, and I want to talk to you about it. And it was like when we did the 100 miler, how much we talked about on the podcast here, you being so okay, how much that like essentially like messed with my mindset of me being like of a comparison, a direct comparison of like, geez, oh, like I'm literally cracking, dying, and like fumbling. And Katia's over here being like, fairies, lollipops, here's your chapstick. She's taking baths in the in the waterfalls. And it made me think for a second, will that make me feel insecure having somebody so much stronger than me, especially being that like I'm going to be at a much different, like you're going to come in fresh, I'm going to be in like obviously I'm going to be like at a different mileage than you, so I'm obviously going to be aged more than you. So it was more of like the repeat pattern or thought process. This is kind of why I was saying be careful with your thoughts, because like I wouldn't have thought that if we hadn't had run the 100. I'm not thinking about that about any of my other pacers. It's the fact that I had the experience and the thought pattern in place from the 100 that now going into the 240, I'm thinking like, "Oh, Katia there." Like, I don't want to trigger that same thought.
Mm.
What do you think? That was just me, like, thinking, like, about everything. And, yeah, I just think it's, like, kinda cool to maybe share on the podcast just, like, in real time thoughts, concerns that are going through my head leading up to this event.
It makes me a little bit sad that you have that feeling.
Yeah, I understand, but it's not okay, my intention right off the bat is not to A, make you feel sad, to B, say, like, "Get away from me, you're bad for me," and if anything,
Oh,
it's more like I am asking for, like, "What do you think?" Also, what do I need to do to erase that thought pattern? Because, like, I want you there, like, that's not a question, like, you're gonna be
mm,
there no matter what, like, I want you for the good moments, the hard miles, like, that's not a question. It's more that I have identified a potential failure that might take place, and I would like to work on this mentally prior to the event, so that way I can almost overcome that before we get there. So it's more of like help me be better. It's like I want to mentally come to a peaceful place now, not like you're a problem, you need to get away. I hope it didn't come across
no,
that way.
no, I get it, but it's just like initial because even after the 100, I felt bad because I didn't want you to kind of like feel bad because like the conversation we had that you were aging and I wasn't aging and all that. And I felt bad for it. You know, I didn't want to express how I felt at the 100. I didn't want to like when people were asking me all those things. But going back to this, that's why it makes me sad because I never want to make you feel any less because you're looking at me and I'm not aging. If anything, I just want to like if there is any possibility for you is just to look at me and think like if she can do it, why can't I do it? You know,
Mhm.
because like when you look at Rachel who won the Coke Donut 250, like do you ever feel like any less because she finished so quickly? No, it's like you look at her and be like, "Oh, she can do it. I can do it too." And then also going into the Moab, like it's a whole different thing because like we are not going to be running everything together. So you are going to be on a different level. So even if the guys, not if even when the guys join you, they're going to be a lot fresher than you.
Mhm.
Would you ever feel with them like that? I don't. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
that's what I was saying. I don't think I feel that way with my other pacers. I just and I don't even know if I will feel this way, to be honest. Like, I don't like,
Mm,
I'm not even saying for certain. It was just a concern that came up when I was thinking, like, okay, when do I need people? And I was just thinking about their personalities and how I am around them. Because, like, some of my pacers are like let's go, and then other ones are
mm.
like this is so beautiful, and there's like a huge scale. And so I was just kind of thinking like the order of rotation, when do I think I would want to have, because ultimately these people come out and they bring things out of you, right? And like you coming to me, you bring like a lot of good beautiful traits out of me, and we've ran so many events, we ran marathons together, we did the 100 and whatever. And that's what made me think, is like, oh, first I thought rock and roll, and then I thought Hawaii, and I'm like, oh, we have such a good time, da da da. And then I did think of the 100, and I was just like, oh wait, there was a time that it got weird. But it's not, it is a direct comparison, and I think it speaks more of insecurities that live within me. I think maybe I don't compare myself to the boys because they're boys. And I think I compare myself to
Mm.
you because like we are so closely in aligned with like our paces and our distances and like our overall volume. Like we're very comparable. And not that I want you to do less. Like I'm not like, I don't feel that way about anything else that you do. Mine is just the 100. That was the only experience. It's not like this feeling I have. It's more just like what gets brought out of me and when. And it's just like this moment where I was just like, oh, I don't want to feel how I felt at the 100. But I think it's just maybe that was just a bad event. Like I've felt so shitty in marathons before, and it was just that one experience. Like maybe it was just a one off, and like, and it could have just been also like there was a lot of pressure to perform a certain way in the 100 because it was all within preparation of the Moab, and we talked about like having that expectation would have failed me. So I think maybe like into the event, like there won't be an expectation except just to experience. And I think that's kind of where I'm like, okay, maybe that pattern won't even happen at all. But I do feel overall this is a fault in me as a runner going into this, and I do see that this is like a poor mindset to be going into. such a large event, and I would like to iron out that wrinkle before I get there.
Well, first of all, I didn't say that to you earlier, but thank you for sharing it with me. At least now we can work with it and figure out what we can do about it. I genuinely do think the best way for you to look at it is just to understand that at any point I won't be in the same place as you are. No matter
Yeah.
when I join you, the like you I get with the 100 is a bit different. I don't know why or what happened or what even the basic thing, like you know how it is when you pace somebody, even though I wasn't pacing, but I was looking kind of like after you, you know, are you drinking enough? Do you have a lot of lipstick and all those things? And how it is when you run on your own. So that could have been a really, really big possibility why I didn't age at the time, you know? And I don't know, it's just
Oh, I don't want you sad. I feel like your voice
no,
is
no.
sad, and it's not like a I don't want you to feel defeated. It's more like you're on my team and I'm going to my team being like, "Hey, this is where I'm struggling and like let's figure it out." It's not like me being like I don't like I want you there, and it's just more like pinning you there. Cause like, for me, I've always imagined you being my last pacer that we finish that line together. Like, that's where I see a lot of, like, Katia time, but then that's going downhill. So who's gonna be with me going uphill? That's where I was like, "Okay, well, ideally, I would want Katia uphill." And then I just made me think, like, Katia I just think, like, overall, you're stronger than me, right? Cause like, you do more strength training, which we have on this list to talk about next. You do more strength training, your thighs are probably twice the size of mine, and your calves are the size of my head.
I will take that as a compliment.
No, and you know, there are like it's just like a you're naturally like more stronger than me in a lot of ways. So I just think it was like, oh, going up the hill. I was just like, who goes up the hill? And then I just like was going do 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 do, and then I was like Katia, and then I was just like, oh, like it just was this thought where I was just like, oh, like would
Mm,
that make me feel insecure? And I don't think it would make me feel insecure genuinely. I just want to address this thought now. I don't think it would make me feel shallow or insecure. I think it would just make me feel like a thought that could potentially, when I'm already in such a like vulnerable state, that could trickle into like a do, 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 and I just don't want that to happen. So I'm just wanting to like put it out there now so we can address it. And even now, like I feel like just talking about it makes me feel like, oh yeah, that's silly. Like I already
mm.
feel like, oh wait, that's like a silly thought to have. But it's like keeping it in. And most importantly, I just wanted to share it because these are like micro thoughts that go into such a big event, and I feel like just allowing people to come into my space where it's not just like, "Oh, yeah, I run, I'm ready." It's like also like thinking about who's pacing you and how do you feel, and it's a whole team effort. It's not just me getting to that finish line. It's literally me and the 6 other people coming.
Well, I think it's just like what you can work with is thinking about that we are on a different years of running. I think that changes a lot. And then it's just I am not going to like we're gonna be in such a different state at the time.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not like if I join you at the end, it's like you already have run 200 miles and I'm gonna join you for the last 40 miles. Like, there's no way you can look at me and be like, why are you so fresh? Like, that doesn't make sense at all. And
No,
it's
I don't
hard.
think it's
Now,
like that. I think it's more of like what energy gets pulled from me.
mm,
And that's what I'm saying, it's me, it's not you. Like, it's me, like, you're not doing anything, like, in the 100, you didn't do anything. It's just, like, that was the energy that got pulled from me, and I'm just, like, aware of that. So now I'm just, like, being cautious of how that might make me feel. And it's not
mm,
you didn't pull that energy out of me, it's, like, me, and I have full capability of, like that's what I'm saying, like, I need to do the inner work, and I need to do the inner, like, dialogue to like pull that realign my expectation, my thought pattern, my like overall philosophy on this because like it's obviously not serving me, it's not doing me justice, and
mm.
like I clearly love you and know everything about you. You would never have an intention to make me feel a bad way. I don't think negatively about you, like to be clear. It's
No,
just like I have this poor thinking pattern that I think will affect my event and I need to fix it now.
I think you just need to remember that you're going there for experience. You're not going there to like compare yourself to anyone. To think
Yes.
like it's your journey, it's your it's like we are all on different journeys. We are doing it for different reasons. We have all different whys. We have everything is like different, and in a way, yes, as you said, we are the same on like the paces and the heart rates and things like that, but we are on a completely different journeys. And it's
Yeah.
just for you to be like, this is where, and like, even if you are in trenches, I guess you would have to be in trenches at some point, you know? No, but that's like the part of the
Yeah.
process, you know? It's like, if you go in a mob and think like you're not going to be in trenches, I'm sorry, I'm sorry to break it to you, you will be, you
Uh,
know? It's like,
yeah.
there's no other option. And that's where, like, I have to figure out why the hell you're even doing it for. You know, you need to remember like what is the reason. You need to go back to like the main core. It's not about who can do better, faster, or whatever than you. No, this is you in your core. Don't look like, you know, when I was thinking about the episode me, you, and Bryson had last week, and he was, you know, when he was talking about all those people now coming out fresh and like, oh, I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
get to the top. And I was thinking about it so much later on, that it's almost like you need to, you know how horses, when they race, they have these things on their eyes that they can't see anything around them. They just see like, so there's no distraction. It's
Yeah.
almost like that. You just need to put that on your face, on your eyes, and there's nothing else. You just keep moving forward, and that's it. And just like having people around you that, like, you know, you can trust, that will get you out of the trenches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those things are called blinders, the horse things, and, like, I
I
think what
actually,
you're
do they do that on races? They do. I just said that. I was so confident saying it that they do that, but I
yeah.
think they do. Yeah,
Yeah,
they do.
they
Okay.
they they call them blinders, and it's so they can't see the horses next to them, and
Mm,
so they can allow for tunnel vision. And I think I am doing what you're saying, which is why I'm having this conversation, because, like, people ask me, like, "Are you ready all the time?" And if I'm being honest, if I needed to hit watch, start run right now, and start taking off right now, and I could do it. I mean, granted, I'm in my jammies, but I guess I could do it. I think I'm just now going and seeping into, like, the mental, and because that's, like,
mm,
what it is, it's mostly mental, right? And it is just gonna be like, I want to get there, and I want to fully just experience, and, like, I want to
mm,
just, like, get down to the, like, "Ah, like, this is beautiful and amazing," and that's so easy to do now in marathons. That's so easy to do now in even a 50K. I want to make sure that I stay true to, like, my foundation and, like, my philosophy on, like, how I even got to Moab 240,
mm,
because I don't wanna be like a stereotypical, like, "Oh, I did all of this to get to a certain point, and then now I'm at this point, I change it up." Like,
mm,
you know? And so it is just kind of, like, different. I've also never allowed so many voices into an event before rather than this event. Like, and it's my own marketing fault. Like, I have allowed so many people on this journey with me, which is so beautiful, and that's, like, kind of the whole point. First time for me doing that in such a broad way, where I'm talking about an event 100 days before it's even coming every single
mm.
day. Normally, it's like, "Hey, next week I'm running a marathon and come pick up my bib with me." You know, so it has been a interesting journey, and yeah, like you're saying, the journey that we're on, and also lessons for me to learn, and for me to learn as a content creator, for me to learn as an athlete, for me to learn just as, like, a human.
Mm,
How do I really find room in the space, because it isn't gonna be the first, or it isn't the first, but it's not gonna be the last. So, you know, allowing myself the opportunity to be a rookie, allowing myself for these thoughts to come in and me to actually
mm,
deal with them, not to suppress them, because yeah, at the end of the day, like, I love the runner I am. I will wanna continue to run, and I wanna make sure that while I'm growing and developing, that I am a strong runner, not just body-wise, but mentally, where it's like, okay,
but also, I
you know?
think these are the things that you do teaches you a lot of things, because you putting it out there and having so many voices come at you. You're kind of like have to continuously go back to your core and be like, I am strong and I am capable and I am willing. You know, that's your motto. That's like
Mhm.
what you have on your shirts, and that's your passion. And it's just like, it's like the little things that would could happen on ultras. Like, oh, I don't have enough water. Like these are the little frictions that you just have to learn how to navigate. And
Mhm.
now in like outside in that creator world, you are getting their voices. And like on when you're on trail, there is other things. And it's just like it still teaches you the mental strength. Like it still strengthens you a different way. And yeah, I think it's just genuinely the only I have no experience with this kind of I genuinely I was just like out of anything I thought you're gonna say this was the last thing. I was like I didn't even cross my mind because I never really
And it's not
thought about it. But I also appreciate you saying it because at the end of the day, like I am going to be there no matter what. Like it doesn't matter if you want me to run 10 miles or you want me to run 100 miles, it doesn't
can
matter.
you actually
And
just
if I
run the whole thing with me?
no,
Can you just
clearly I
hold my hand?
can't. Yeah, I'm just no, I mean, if anything, like one thing I do want you to know, like if anything at any point, like I am going to be there for you, like in a crew or whatever. But if there is a point, because even now we can plan everything, like we can plan this person's going to start with you, this. I don't think it's all going to go to the plan
No,
anyways.
no
And
way.
that's why I said to you, like, that's how I started my training as well. Is like, I don't actually know how much I'm going to be running. Am I even going to be running? So, what I want to say is, like, if at any point, hopefully not for my benefit, for your benefit, like, if you feel any kind of way and you think like, oh, I don't want you to come with me right now because I don't think I'm in that mental capacity to have you, I'm completely fine. You know, there's no anything. It's just like everything that we do for it and when we're gonna be there is for you and for you to have the best experience you can have and just like go out and do what you love. So it does make me a little sad as I said, but it's more of like if anything, I just want like if I can do it, you can do it. And I always want to be that person instead of be like, why can she do it and I'm feeling this way, you know?
Yeah. One, I appreciate your grace a lot. It is comforting, but like I already knew that, so it's not like a new thing. It's just like thank you, nice reminder. But two, it's more like that's where I'm saying like I'm bringing it to attention because this is a fault in my perception. And it's not just you. It was like a couple episodes on the podcast I was talking about how I was doing Hill of Life with two boys and they were walking up the hill at the same pace that I was running. And it was me feeling insecure in that moment like they're stronger than me. They can walk up a hill and it's going to take them walking effort and it's going to take me running effort to be able to even be at the same level of the people that are going to this event. That's where I'm saying, like, it's not you. This is a problem that I'm bringing up because it's me, and I'm obviously aware of the thoughts that go through my brain, and it's the fact that I've had that thought process take place during the 100, that thought process take place when I'm next to these boys on this hill. It's like
Mm,
it's a flaw within me that I need to fix as a ultra runner and find some type of pivot or trajectory to make a appropriate perspective change because I understand that my views or my thinking patterns are unhelpful to this mission. So it's
mm,
not you, it's me, and it's just like me. I was only really bringing it up on the podcast to kind of talk through like I don't know if ultra runners talk about the like doubts that go through their head. Like I'm sure
mm,
there's like a majillion of them and just talking about them and documenting this experience for the first time because like genuinely you only get like an event like this for the first time once and then after that
mm,
you become a different person. Like I will never be the same person after Moab ever again. So yeah, it's not like a conversation between me and you. I think it's more of a conversation of like between me and asking you for help in terms of like, okay, yeah, what do we do? And like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, like, oh, if you don't want me out there, da, 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 da. And like I appreciate that. And like I already knew that like if I was like, Katia, I need this instead of this, you would be like, no questions. Like I appreciate that. But that's not the to me, that's not the solution. The solution isn't taking you out of the equation. The solution is fixing my mindset because if it's not you, it's the girl next to me on the course who's also
mm,
running 240 who looks just like me and she's not struggling. You know, it could be like maybe it's the boys, like whatever it is, like I need to be prepared and have the tools in my toolbox that when I get that thought, how do I allow it to leave as easily as it comes? So it's not you, it's not the boys, it's not the girls, like it's nobody, it's me. And that's where I'm saying, like, I need to train this thought process so that way when I get there, like I am more prepared than ever to have like a resilient mindset to negative thoughts.
I think at this point, you just need to sit down and just look at the things that you have already done and just understand that you can do hard things. And I think that, like, it's a confidence thing. I genuinely do think that you just lack the confidence. And that's why, like, before I have said to you, maybe you do need to go out and do those, like, I can only speak from myself, like
Mm.
how I could handle this situation. And I think like me exposing myself to like really, really hard things would help me put the confidence in me and be like, oh yeah, I can do these hard things. So would that help you? I don't know. That's my, suggestion. I don't know, let's say you hate the cold plunge and being like, keep doing it all the time. It's just like you build this resilience of the things that, like, yes, I can do hard things. Yes, I am capable. So maybe doing that or maybe just removing everyone else's Strava data, content, anything like that, training on your own and going out and doing it for yourself instead of like not really focusing on yourself, but just comparing yourself to others. Maybe that would help.
Mm.
I think it's like, it's just a trial and error for you to figure out because it's a very, how I like sometimes suggest you to do these things and you're like, yeah, but that's like almost like putting the expectation out there that like, oh, if I do more cold plunge or go outside and run on my own, like I'm expected to get the confidence in myself to be able to like,
Well,
do those
I do wanna
things.
stop real quick because, like, I do feel 100% confident in myself. Like, saying I don't feel comfortable saying I don't have confidence or I, like, lack. If anything, I have delusional confidence. Like, if
Mm,
anything, I'm like, it's not that, and it's not necessarily comparing numbers online. Like, being so honest with myself, I feel confident in myself, and I feel like I don't compare myself to other people online necessarily. It is like an internal, maybe you could say like lack of, it's not even like lack of confidence, it's negative thinking patterns that are unhelpful. And it's like that is what I need to fix. Because okay, for example, I recently just quit my job yesterday impulsively and very just like, that's it, hands up, I'm quitting my job. Right away, I noticed my brain goes worst case scenario. Okay, now what happens if I can't pay my rent? And now what happens if this happens? And now what if this and this and this? That's a negative thinking pattern that I have developed because I'm learning this from C. And he looked at me when I told him, and he was like, why are you thinking worst case scenario? Why aren't you just thinking best case scenario? Now
mm,
you just quit your job and you have so much more time to do content and you have so many more opportunities to make more money. Like, what if you literally like 10x what you've been making in your 9 to 5 when you could just do that in content? And it's like, that's where I'm saying where like it's not a lack of confidence, it's a thinking problem. Where like I make a decision and now I think worst case scenario, what happens now, but think negative, and rather than just having the same exact thing take place and having a best case scenario thinking pattern. And
mm-hmm,
I'm trying to train myself and like rewire my brain to have best outcome thinking patterns, not worst
mm-hmm,
outcome thinking patterns. And like bringing it back into running, it's like when my legs are not moving anymore, I've had this before. I think, am I hurting myself? Am I getting stress fractures? Am I not going to be able to run again? Those thoughts have entered my brain twice when I've done hard events. Not be able to run again. So much to the point that I start crying and I just think like I love running so much. Am I doing damage by not allowing myself the
mm,
opportunity, or am I going to hurt myself forever kind of thing? Rather than just thinking this hurts now, and like it's so easy to say while I'm in the comfort of my own little house in my jammies, this hurts
mm,
now, but in 10 miles I promise it won't.
mm,
Like make it make sense. How do I rewire my brain to have positive reinforcement rather than negative reinforcement? And that's where I'm saying like I don't think it's a lack of confidence because I've ran 100 miles and that doesn't give me the clarity to think that I can do it again. Like, I feel like if I went to 100, I would be like, "Okay, new event, new thought process." Like, to me, it's not like a gaining. Like, I don't think I can lift enough weights or run enough miles or do enough cold plunges to feel like, "Okay, now I've done enough, I'm prepared now." Like, I don't think
Mm,
that. I think I'm prepared right now. I don't think there's anything more or less that I should be doing. Like, if anything, it's getting to the itchy point where I'm just like, "Oh, I just wanna start running." Because I know once I
mm.
start running, there will be a part of me that's just relieved that I don't have to anticipate the event anymore, that I'm just here and now I can just truly just start running and just start the journey. So it's not that, it is where I'm saying I'm struggling mentally, and that's where I'm saying, like, it's a mental battle, it's not a physical. It's like the difference between your thoughts saying keep going versus like, "Hey, maybe we should pivot or whatever on these events," and, like, that's where I'm training now. That's where I'm saying everything's training. I quit my job and
Mm.
now this is me training for Moab. How do I think about it moving forward? Sorry, I know there's, like, so much, but I don't wanna put a narrative out there that I'm not confident because, like, I truly don't believe that, and, like, if I did, like, it could come across like maybe I'm lacking confidence, but that's not necessarily the narrative that I believe.
You always have these weird thoughts in your head, like the most random, you go through the whole list of excuses sometimes to not go for a run. It's like it's such a random thing. No, honestly, sometimes it's just such a random things, and it's like, how do you navigate that? How do you
You're like, "I should run at
basically?
night instead of the morning because then I need to wash my hair, and if I have to wash my hair, I should go
Oh,
to the office." And it's just like, so I might as well just not even run until tomorrow. Like, it's just like
no, honestly, sometimes I'm glad I'm a daily runner because I know I'm gonna go out and do it anyways. But like, because if I wasn't a daily runner, I probably wouldn't run as much as I run right now because the things that come in my mind is just, I think you just need to really, really, because the thought is coming from somewhere. The thought is coming from somewhere, and it's not like if you say,
it's coming from worst case scenario. That's where it's
yeah,
coming
but
from. Like, I'm thinking, like, when I'm out there, like, worst case scenario, and I've learned that I'm training myself in almost negative ways. For example, it's 101 degrees, and I'm like, "Let me wear all black and long sleeve because it's gonna be worse out there." And I'm just
mm,
thinking, like, yes, that's good training, but also it's just, like, worst case scenario. Like, and it is okay to go to some of these places, but I am like, okay, I've been taking my gels and I'm like, okay, I can't, I'm about to throw up because these gels are so nasty. Let me
mm-mm,
take one more just in case, worst case scenario, I can't eat. I can still, I have practiced taking gels. And while these are like helpful, it's just like I spend too much time in the worst case scenario. I'm not spending time in the
mm,
best case scenario. I'm not out on my runs being like, and like every once in a while I have these visions of me crossing the finish line and I feel so warm and I start crying and I feel like successful, but it's like I don't spend nearly enough time imagining the best case scenario. I'm spending too much time thinking about worst case scenario. It's so cold, so hot. I'm so deprived. Da, 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 da. Like, I'm spending too much time expecting the worst when like I'm not paying any attention or giving energy to expecting the best.
so you just like continuously give yourself anxiety,
Um,
pretty much. Well,
I
I think,
struggle with anxiety a lot, but I don't think that is how I feel. Maybe like more stress.
yeah, well, you're stressing about future is anxiety, no? I think like stressing about past is depression and stressing about future is anxiety. And you're kind of like,
Maybe. I guess I just don't feel anxious about running.
no, you don't feel anxious about running, but you feel anxious about the experience that could happen, if that makes sense. I think what you
Yeah, I'm just anxious about worst case scenario. I'm anxious for when I'm down, I feel like I can't take steps anymore. I feel like my body is like giving out. How do I handle that? And I think that's where then like insert you, where it's like I was at that place and you weren't. And I think that's when I was like, that made me feel like, oh God, like I'm have like no business being here kind of thing. Like I'm just like, oh
mm,
God, like is my body prepared for another event that's going to just deconstruct me?
mm,
Like, I really liked what Bryson said on last episode where he said like the constant bank account of like putting in enough like
mm,
deposits so that way when it comes to like event day, race day, you are depleted. I like that because it is almost this like to me that's been one of the best ways for me to describe like what the events are like where it's just like you literally come back with nothing
Mm.
until you cross that finish line then all of a sudden you've just like gained the lottery. Like I don't know, it's really interesting.
Well, I think that's just like, well, you say it's not a confidence thing, but it's just like every day you just put like a little step towards filling up the bank. Every day, like little things, the cold plunge, the foam roll, the strength training, the running, the like all those things is like filling up, and it's just making sure you fill it up so you have so full. And
I need to fill it up with like confident, like positive affirmation.
And I think it's also very important that sometimes we just really need to work on, like, I have to work on it quite a lot in my real life. It's just like when you catch a bad thought, you can literally rewire and think a good thought. Like instead of being, oh, I'm so like my house is a mess right now and I just feel so overwhelmed. And then I can either just focus on like the house is being a mess and I'm so overwhelmed, or I can just sit down and be like, okay, what do I need to do to not feel this way? And just kind of like change that, or like,
Or just like have gratitude for a safe space for you to allow yourself to be like
yeah,
who you
exactly.
are and like just live a natural life and dishes naturally occur, but like just having gratitude for the experience to have like
And
a space to
yeah,
do so.
and also like for you to go out and do those things is just like like who else in the world? Like there's only so many people that are able to go out and Moab and just do
Mhm.
like there's no, you don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't have to do it. You just need to go be there and enjoy and be happy and like and suffer a little bit, and that's okay. And just like every single time you think about that, it's just like instead of, I don't know, like when it comes to me and you think about like, oh, but what if I feel the way I felt like 100? What if you just change your, try and catch the thoughts and then change it to like, oh, how great it is to, be out there with my best friend.
Yeah, exactly. And exactly cuz like how you just said like, "Oh, you don't have to prove it." Like I don't think I'm that far off because like genuinely I don't feel this need to prove anything. Like I
Hmm.
don't feel that way. So, like, there are a lot of ways that I know other Moab people might be feeling. Like, maybe they feel like they need to prove it to somebody, or like maybe they feel like they need to take top 5 or top 10, like things like that. Those pressures don't exist in me. So, like, that makes me feel like, okay, I'm not 100% in the deep end, you know? I'm just kind of like
Hmm.
floating out in the ocean a little bit. So, yeah, I think it is just like reeling it in with thought patterns, with the thought process, thinking best case scenario, and like yeah, that's what I mean. The answer wasn't taking you out of the equation, being like, "You're gonna trigger me." Like, it's not that. The answer is like you're just saying, being like, "Oh, coming back to my roots, coming back to my foundation. We're just kids out in the middle of nowhere running around." And like to me, then it's like, "Oh," and that's literally what I told Bryson in the backyard, where I was like, "I feel like the key to not feeling pain is just to do it selflessness." He's like, "Well, how can you be selfless for yourself?" And I'm just like, "Oh, if you just do it for like inner child." And I feel like I just need to
Hmm.
tap back into that energy. Remember why I started, hold gratitude, and just like genuinely go in like already crying because the experience is so beautiful, and like just be
Hmm.
excited for like what's to come. And I think for me, I need to establish certain affirmations that trigger when I start feeling like there just comes a point and I just know I take a step and the leg is gone, and I don't know how to
Hmm.
explain that. Rather, it's not fatigue, it's not tired, it's literally like this scared thought of like, I don't know if my body can make the mechanical movement anymore. And that's where I get like, am I hurting myself? Am I damaging myself? This pain I've never felt. You don't feel this in a marathon. Like you don't feel
Hmm.
that way. So I think it's like, okay, when I start feeling that, what are the affirmations that I say out loud to allow myself to feel safe, to alleviate any anxiety, so that way I can continue to live in the frequency or the space to genuinely just experience and be grateful and like almost live in that state of like pain, quote unquote, but still have a mindset of like butterflies and flowers and sunshine. So yeah, I think this was helpful overall, like talking to you. And I definitely did not tell you to make you feel sad at all. It was more just like me needing to like reevaluate like where I'm at versus where I'm going because it's not just you, it's like a lot of other thoughts going on. But I feel like this conversation was helpful and like is just nice just to say it, like just holding it inside and being like, and having, yeah, like that
Mm.
anxiety of just like, what if that happens? Then like allowing myself the space to just be like, okay, well, thanks for sharing. Now let's move on. Let's figure out what we need to do for solution.
No, I'm grateful that you shared it with me because, like, at least now I know how, how you feel, and I can give you my ideas how I would handle it. And I think
Yeah.
it's very different from I think we have noticed like we are same, but we are also so different. We have different thinking patterns, and like what works for me won't work for you, and what works for you won't work for me because you ain't gonna get me in an ice bath. I don't care what you say. I'm not. You say it's good mental, like a lot of people say it's good for your mental strength. I don't care. Like I actually do not care. I'm not getting in that thing. I would
Yeah.
rather do something else. So it's kind of like it's great that you shared with me, and I know like at least if it maybe comes like there's might be the things that like, oh yeah, I need to step back, but I don't care if I need to step back. That's not the whole point. It's just like how you can feel the most comfortable and beautiful and experience this amazing
Yeah.
thing. And it's just like really, really, really like, because even when I was doing my 100, like when I was doing it on my own, I said in the last episode, I think it's like I was suffering so bad, and the only thing that kept me going was going into my little pocket of all the reasons why I'm doing it, and like and just picking out all the little big reasons, and then and just making sure that you have enough evidence, I guess, or enough reasons why you do what you do. Like there's a reason why you want to go out and do the Moab 240.
Mhm.
There's a reason why you run. There's a reason for all those things, and just remembering why you're doing those, because you're gonna need them all,
Mhm.
and yeah, as a Bryson said, just like filling up your bank with like the training that you do now, the mental toughness do now, like getting in that freaking thing ice bath is just insane. And just trying, it's good to like think about the bad things that can happen, because then you can navigate them. Then you can like, oh, what if this, what if that? Like, let's say, what if it's raining like every night? Okay, I need 5 pairs of running shoes. It's good
Mhm.
to think about those things, but it's also like, okay, this is a mindset thing, instead of like, you
Physical.
can't just, yeah, it's like 5 pairs of shoes, I ain't gonna fix it. But just like change that. Yeah. Like instead of looking at somebody else and like performing differently, it's like, oh, I get to have this experience with my friend.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I agree, and just saying it out loud is helpful.
Problem shared is problem halved. Is that what the saying is? I
Yeah,
think
and
that's what it is.
also, like I said, like, you only get to be a rookie once. So it'll be
Mm.
interesting, like, this time next year when we're like, "Okay, Katia's doing Moab 240," and I'm telling you exactly what to expect, and, "Oh, this is what you do," and, like, I'm, like, thinking, like, I know whatever based off of this experience, but, like, documenting thoughts and, like, all this, like, every single week is just so interesting, so yeah, like, thankful to even have, like, a safe space to do that, and then
Mm.
also just, like, to truly document the full journey, It's gonna be
And
interesting.
also, not to break your heart on anything, like, this is probably one of the smallest things that is going to come in your mind when you're out there in the middle of the night, 100 and
Yeah.
something miles in. And it's like, there's going to be a lot of things. And it's just like,
I'm gonna be like, is anybody else feeling hypothermia, or is that just me?"
it's like, no, it's gonna be, I think we just need to realize like how crazy it is. Like,
Yeah,
it's
just one step in
insane.
front of the
Like,
other and just
yeah,
let the
and I
environment lead.
and I think that's what it is. Like I keep reminding myself as well. Like if I can, because even like on little runs when I have gone out, like it's just sometimes it's so hard to run because there has been a lot of things like I'm tired, or I don't know, I'm on my first day of period. Like a lot of things that have
Yeah.
happened, and it's just like I'm like I can feel worse on 10-mile run, and then would feel on 30-mile run. You never know when it comes and what happens. And I always just remind myself, if I can make another step, I can make another step. Like if I
Mhm.
can do that, I can keep going. Obviously your brain is going to try and trick you and everything, but like if you can make another step, then you can keep going. And just showing gratitude, speaking it out loud. And it works when you say things out loud and just
Mhm.
saying you are strong and you're capable and all those things. And sometimes also, maybe you just need to take a nap.
My superpower.
Exactly. I think like you have learned, if anything, you learned that on the 100, that like taking a little bit, having a little bit sleep rewinds you really, really well. And it's just like sometimes it fixes like, because the thought's probably gonna come when you're like really, really in a lot of pain or very tired. And if you having 20-minute nap helps you reduce the pain, it probably will make the bad thoughts go away as well,
Mhm.
which sleep helps. And like how you woke up after the 20 minutes, you're just like on this high. And also like accepting that you are going to probably have the bad thoughts and you're probably gonna have a really hard time, and it's just like it's part of it. It's a big journey, and like not everyone can go there and do it, and
Yeah.
just
Like,
being
what do you
grateful.
expect?
Yeah, exactly. Like, honestly, like after the 100, it was so ridiculous. We ran the 100 together, then I ran on my own. And a week later, I went to Ireland and we actually drew the distance. And I sat in a car, like literally when we sat in a car, my cousin put the where we are going and it said 160 kilometers, which is 100 miles.
Mhm.
And then we drew it like all the way. And I was like, I actually thought, what the hell is wrong with me? Like,
Yeah.
like the things that you feel on those journeys and the things that you experience and things that go in your mind is just, you can't explain and then you can't really share. And it's like, that's why it's so internal, because it's your journey. And like, you don't know how, like you only see what you see, but you don't know what the people feel inside. You're
That's
looking at
true.
somebody else, it's like, oh my God, this person's doing so well and whatever. But you don't know how they suffer mentally, and you don't know what's going on anywhere else. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's your journey. Put the blinders on, one step at a time, and just, what is it? What is the word?
Walk
Great.
in.
No, no, no. And just like giving yourself grace and gratitude, and that's it. It's just a one of the life. You can run 10 more later on, but you're only gonna run more once for the first time.
True. First off, appreciate you. I love you. And I'm thankful to have you. And your words mean a lot, as always. And second off, I feel already like 10 times better. So I think this was productive. I don't know if it helps anybody who's ever felt in a similar position that I'm in. Hopefully, someone listening feels it, whether it's a half marathon of like, I don't know if I could do it, or a
Mm,
marathon or 100 or whatever. I guess, like, I probably did have these thoughts running my first half marathon. They were just not documented, and now they're so gone, so old, I don't even
exactly.
consider them. So, there probably will be a version of me that's like, "Oh, yeah, I don't," after I do my own, like, "Yeah, I didn't have a doubt in my mind." You know?
No, exactly. We don't really realize how we feel. It's like, I think it's very important. That's why, like, I want to, record and film and as much as I can. And obviously, I don't sometimes feel, but like having these experience, like these opportunities to actually share and have it in stored. Like some people write journals. I don't write journals because I just don't like writing that much.
Mhm.
But like I did at some point, I think I was when I was training for my first marathon, I did try to like write in my notes, and then I was going back, like even a week later, I was going back and I was like, I don't even remember I felt that way.
Yeah.
It's like,
And, like,
it's
how you feel on
crazy.
mile 1 versus how you feel on mile 3 is, like, a century of a difference, so it's like, you
Oh,
can't like, you
yeah.
just change so much being a runner, like, your mindset is just, like, just constantly evolving so quickly.
It's part of the journey.
Well, thank you. I know we have
Oh.
rapid fire. Should we hit rapid fire? Or should we just go straight into gratitudes?
I think we should just go in a gratitude, This one
Okay.
feels like a gratitude kind of.
We had
Um
a lot to discuss in this podcast, so I guess we'll get it in the next episode. Thanks for listening. We got through 3 out of our 11 topics. So,
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
we did great. Okay, what are you grateful for, Katia?
I am grateful for, I guess, the fact that you feel confident enough and safe enough to share things with me. Because I think that what you just, share with me is maybe some people wouldn't feel confident to, or I'm glad I can be that person for you because I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of people don't have the people around to be able to share things. And I'm so grateful that we have created this safe place to be able to speak about things like that. Because, like, it is problem shared, is problem halved. And the fact that we can just talk about it and you say that you feel lighter already. I'm just grateful that we met and we can support each other and just go through this journey together. And also we have this podcast where we don't have to write down everything. We can just have a chat and just document our feelings and thoughts and journey. And yeah, I love you and I'm
Yeah.
proud of you.
No, I was like, "Oh, I have something to tell you, but we should wait till the podcast." You like freaked out. I'm like, "Literally, it's fine. It's me. It's not you." But then, yeah, I think like you had the thought process of worst case scenario.
No, I literally like this is just showing you. This is proof that you need to think good things, which is not. This one wasn't like a good thing. I don't want you to feel any way, sad. But like, yeah, my thoughts went right into the worst case scenarios. I was like, that's it. Taylor doesn't want to be my friend anymore. She
Oh
doesn't love
my
me. We're
god.
not doing like honestly, you don't even want to know the thoughts that went in my
No,
head.
see,
And
it's literally just me being like, "I need to be better, and I need you to help me be better." And you're like, "Oh my god, she hates me." Yeah,
yeah,
no.
that's
Oh,
what I thought.
stop that right now. That would never happen. Yeah.
Anyways, what you're grateful for?
Everything you just said, but I won't recap it on my version. So just grateful for, yeah, I guess just like grateful. I think I'm just trying to like put myself back in my own driver's seat. Kind of like with my job, I feel like I felt like I was in somebody else's car and they were driving me around and I'm like, oh, turn left. And they turn right. I'm like, oh, I really wanted to see the flowers over there. And they're like, yeah, but we're going to see the mountains. And like, I
Mm.
just kind of felt like I was out of control. Maybe, I don't know, some type B, type A, I don't know the types, but like probably a listening like she's quit her job because she didn't like the way it made her feel is kind of crazy, which like
Mm.
it is. But I think in a way I'm just trying to take like ownership back of my own life and try to like regain control or like more like exercise my free will. Because sometimes I feel this need that like I need to be doing things this way, this way, this way, this way. And if I don't do things 100% this way, this way, this way, then like I'm not being like a good like sim, I guess, or like I'm not doing what I
Mm.
need to be doing. But then I just remind myself like you literally have free will and you can do whatever you want. I
Mm.
like was saying I was like I should get a job at like some crazy place like being like a tattoo artist or something. Like something that's just so far off the lines where it's just like I literally can remind myself that I can do whatever I
Mm.
want and like not feel like oh, just because I have a marketing degree means I need to be in marketing. It's like literally I can go be a barista if I wanted to. Like there's no
Mm.
like rules to this thing. And sometimes I feel like I put myself in these rules or these like harsh boundaries. So a, I'm thankful that I can even acknowledge that I feel that way. B, I'm thankful for actually taking action on it. And C, I'm just thankful that like I'm able to be the person I want to be constantly and like rediscover myself, constantly build myself. It's just like this journey that I have with myself, with running, with life, with my friendships, everything, where it's just like, okay, be Taylor and, like, actually discover her, which is kinda weird because I was like, "How do like, what do I wanna do?" And I was like, "I know. I should put little Taylor on an iPad," like, almost like when you're creating your Wii character,
Mm.
and be like, "What does she like to wear? What does she like to do? Where does she like to work?" And almost just, like, pick as if I was just, like, a Wii character, and then just be like, "Okay, now go just be that little character."
Mm.
Because, yeah, I did just start to feel like a little bit of, like, a like brainless sim. I don't know how to explain it, but not to be dramatic, but I felt brainless. So just thankful for the able to pivot. And then, of course, everything you said. Thankful for our relationship, our connection. I'm excited for this journey. I'm excited to see you. It's literally almost here. It's basically here. It's 60 some days away.
I can't wait.
So it's go time, baby. I love you. I love that we have outrun as challenges. We got to go hang up so we go run up a mountain real quick.
Oh, I know. I'm going back to the to the elevation park from now on. That's all. Because I'm not staying in the 20th. Something like, yeah, no. You know, I'm too competitive for that.
Okay, well,
Okay.
nonetheless, thank you so much. If you want to be a part of Project Moab and support the journey, I am selling t shirts that say strong, capable, willing on the back, and hoodies and beanies. You can check it out in the link in the description. We'll link it down below. If you want to follow Katia on Instagram, it is at alter ego Katia, Kitija. If you want to follow me on Instagram, Taylor_Rockwell. And as always, our Instagram for Outrunners Challenges is at Outrunners Challenges. All links down below. Nonetheless, appreciate you. You guys rock. Live, laugh, run. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.